In 2013, a worker in the film and television industry spent many nights on duty inside the abandoned Linda Vista Hospital in Los Angeles, a location infamous for its unsettling atmosphere. The building was massive, silent, and deeply unnerving. When traveling from one part of the set to another, workers often had to run through the empty hallways just to avoid the oppressive silence. Years later, while transferring old photos to a new computer, he came across a picture taken in one of those hallways. At the far end of the corridor, barely visible, stood a figure. Enlarging the image only made it more disturbing. The shape appears humanoid but blurred, its edges unnatural, as though it doesn't quite belong in the physical world. No crew member had been in that part of the building at the time. In the abandoned hospital, something seemed to be walking the halls long after the patients and staff were gone. What do you think was captured in the corridor? This photograph has remained a source of fear within one family for decades. The man who shared it explained that he had been fascinated by the paranormal since childhood, visiting many haunted locations without ever finding proof, except this one picture. The original photograph was taken long before the internet existed. It shows his brother's family visiting their childhood home, the grandfather, now deceased, and his 11 siblings gathered in the house where they grew up. The building was empty at the time, a single-story home with very little furniture left. Everyone visible inside the house appears in the photo. No children were present, but when the image is enlarged and the window on the left is examined, something else emerges. The faint outline of a young girl standing behind the glass, holding what looks like a doll. Her form appears small, pale, and entirely out of place. No one under 60 was present that day. No one remembers a child being there. The discovery still terrifies the family. Was this a child from the past, or something else? Write your thoughts in the comments. Years ago, a woman took several photos of her husband on their terrace using a basic digital camera. Later, while uploading the images to her computer, she deleted the ones she didn't plan to keep, until one photograph stopped her cold. Behind her husband, floating above the garden bed and fence, a translucent figure appeared. It looked almost like a person watching from a distance, yet its body had no solid outline. It hovered in the air, pale and shapeless, as if forming itself from mist. The family had encountered strange events in the house before, unexplained noises, movements, and shadows, but nothing like this had ever shown up in her camera. There was nothing on the terrace that could reflect light that way, nothing that could create a shape like that. What do you think this hovering figure was? This photograph, taken in 2009, continues to trouble experts even today. The ruined castle, a 14th century fortress perched on a remote headland near North Berwick, has stood abandoned for centuries. Soldiers of Oliver Cromwell severely damaged it in 1651, and since then the structure has remained silent, wind-scarred, and empty. Christopher Acheson captured the image during a visit. What should have been a simple landscape photograph revealed something inexplicable, the figure of a woman standing inside the ruins. Her form appears pale, motionless, and distinctly human. But the castle has been uninhabited for generations. No actors, no reenactors, no tourists were near that spot during the shot. The figure stands alone among the crumbling stone, as if watching from the past, or from somewhere far stranger. Who was the woman in the ruins? A young woman was preparing for a long-awaited trip. As she stepped into the car, a family member snapped a photo to capture the moment. But when they looked at the image, someone on the back seat caught their attention. A figure sat behind her, faint, shaped like a person, yet not recognizable as anyone the family knew. Its outline looked too still, too shadowed, as though it blended into the dark interior of the car. After that day, no one heard from the girl again. What happened remains unknown. Who, or what, was sitting in the back seat? The owner of this unsettling photograph described himself as a skeptic until he saw what the camera had captured. The picture was taken inside an abandoned house on his stepfather's property. At the time, his stepfather was on the left, pulling bullets out of a wall, and nothing unusual seemed present. It wasn't until he reviewed the images later that he noticed something disturbing. In the background, partially hidden in the dim light, a distorted face appears, pale, hollow, and staring directly toward the camera. The expression looks frozen, impossibly rigid, like a mask or something carved from light and shadow. No one else had been inside the house. No neighbors, no passers-by. The building had been empty for years. Still, the face remains in the photo, impossible to explain away. Who do you think is staring from behind the wall? It was a normal party, adults chatting, children playing. Someone took a group picture of the kids. But later, one detail stood out. Behind a girl in a yellow jacket, a figure can be seen walking. Its shape is human-like, yet entirely monochromatic, washed in gray tones that do not match anything else in the room. Its form lacks detail, no clear face, no clothing, just a smooth, eerie silhouette drifting between the children. Everyone who attended the party insists they saw no such person. No costume matched it. No guest resembled it. So who, or what, was moving among the kids? What was this gray shape? A woman was celebrating a special day, moving into her new home. Friends and family arrived, congratulating her as she settled in. Someone snapped a photo to mark the occasion, but behind her stands a dark figure. Its shape is tall, shadowed, and unmistakably menacing, like something straight out of a horror film. Its eyes appear to glow faintly, staring directly at the camera, demanding to be seen. Many viewers believe the house was already occupied, just not by the living. Who do you think appeared behind her? Write your thoughts in the comments. Brittany explained that this photograph was taken in 2005 with a disposable Kodak camera. It captured an emotional moment for her family, the moment her brother finally woke from a coma, marking the first hopeful step in his recovery. Relatives gathered around his hospital bed, relieved and overwhelmed. But when the film was developed, something else appeared. On the left side of the photo, a dark figure stands near the bed. Its shape is human, yet strangely undefined, almost as if the shadows themselves had gathered into a silhouette. No one present remembered seeing anyone standing there, and no hospital staff matched the figure's appearance. The family has never understood who, or what, stood beside them at that moment. What was that figure? A group of friends gathered for a casual party. Later, while reviewing photos from the night, they found one that none of them could explain. On the couch beside them sits a figure with glowing eyes, long dark hair, and a distorted face. Its expression is twisted into something both menacing and unnatural. None of the friends remember anyone who looked like that. Some blamed the alcohol. Others thought it must have been a camera error. But the figure's sharp features, the stare, and the way it leans slightly forward suggests something else, something that shouldn't have been there at all. What do you think this creature was?
Was sick of the silence, suppression and fear, so I spit out the truth they refused to hear. They refused to hear. I was the problem, the fucking disgrace. Every scar, every label got thrown in my face. I was the problem, that's all I became. Reflection of wounds set on fire in flame. I was the problem, till I'm gone. You can bury your hopes, but the problem lives on. I was the problem, fuck your perfect plan. I'm the problem, bitch, and I'll die as that man. College walls felt like coffins, suffocated in class. Every